going to do is learn how to go horse fishing. What you're going to need is your cotton lead rope and your stick, and we're going to tie the lead rope about in the middle with two coils. And so you're going to make your first coil, and you're going to make a second coil. You're going to take the coil that's on the right and place it behind the coil on the left. Then you're going to slide both of them over the stick until you have what looks like this. You're then going to take one side and hold it. Now we're going to use the same concept as when we use only the stick. However, now we have a rope attached to it. Again, we're just going to follow the horse until we get the rope on the other side, and she's standing still. And then we are going to go back to rubbing with the stick. And we are just going to rub the stick like normal until we get the rope off of it. At this point, we're done with the stick, and now we want the horse to turn her body so that this rope will crisscross across her chest. So I'm just going to step to this side, and I can use my stick to drag this rope. Now once I have the rope in my hand, I can set the stick down, and this is going to help encourage her to face me. So I'm going to just give a little tug on this rope until I see her face me just a little bit. Good girl, and then I'm going to release. Good girl. Good girl. Again, same principle with the stick. I'm going to hold firm. I'm not going to pull her. I'm just going to hold firmly on the rope until she faces me. When she faces me, I'm going to release. The more accurate you can be doing this, the faster they're going to learn what you're asking. Good. And again, if she were to dart off on me right now, I would not pull her back. We don't ever want them to feel like they're being trapped. But I wouldn't let go at the same time. I would just stay with the rope with consistent pressure. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Alright, I can also use this to get a little bit closer to the horse, and it's also a good way to desensitize as well. Anything that you can get them used to at this point, the faster you're going to be able to get them gentle. So I'm just going to do this for a few seconds. She's standing still really well, so I'm going to count to about 15, and then I'm going to release and turn away. She thought about looking at me that time. And again, just like with the stick, I always want my movements to be very nonchalant. If I'm going up to her nervous, see how much that makes her nervous? So I really just want casual movements. And it's better, I know by this point everybody just wants to touch their Mustang, and that's the big highlight of everything, but you're going to have a lot better foundation and a lot better luck if you just make sure she's willing to accept your hand before you try to put your hand on her. If you just sneak up to her and touch her real quick, you're going to go 5 steps backwards because, again, she's going to be afraid of you. So, while I know it's hard, it is definitely best to make sure that she's going to accept your hand before you even attempt to put it on her. So here I'm getting my hand closer, closer. And when I'm doing this, I don't want to put a lot of mental pressure on her, so I'm going to make sure my body is just turned away from her. I don't like the fact really right now that she's got herself trapped in a corner. She's hiding from me. I'm going to move her out here a little bit. I really want her to understand that if she needs to run away, that she can go, and I'm not going to restrict that. But at the same time, she's going to also learn that if she runs away, I'm going with her. So, just very casual. There, she didn't even notice. Girl. Now that was really good, so I'm just going to back away. See, she gets nervous right there, so instead of going any further, I'm going to make sure she's comfortable right here before I even try to touch her. Good, she was good. I'm going to give her a break. Release all the pressure. Go right back to it. Good. And do this till I see her relax. For about 15 to 20 seconds. It's also good for you to take deep breaths and big sighs when you're working with them. That's one of the signs of their relaxation, and so when they see you take a deep breath and relax, then it makes them feel more safe. Good. Now notice when I started touching her, I decided to start at the withers, which is always my starting point. So she let me touch that area. I'm going to back off, give her a release. When I go back, I'm going to go back to the wither area again. This time I'm going to move just a little bit further from it. Go right back to it, and release. Good girl. What a good girl you are. Good girl. Now a lot of times, oh, there, she tried to get away. I'm not going to stop her. I'm going to give her that choice. Good girl. Good girl. By licking and chewing, that's a big relax. And again, each time I'm going to make that area just a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Come back to my starting point, release. Now it seems like I've gotten pretty far with her, but I actually haven't won over her head yet, which is going to be the most crucial part. She's still hiding from me. So I'm going to try to slowly work my way up towards her head. Good. Girl. Good. Coming back to the withers. I don't really like that she's in the corner right now, but it doesn't seem like she's feeling trapped, so I'm just going to go with it. If she were to get shaky or antsy at all right now, I would just step back and walk her out of the corner. Okay, that was really good, so I'm going to give her a big break. I'm just going to take all the pressure off of her. Good girl.